Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there in internet land, wherever you may reside. And we got 6 games on tonight. The funny thing is, I set this board up for 5, and then I was like, wait, why is the starting goalie site telling me about Colorado and the Rangers? That's not on tomorrow. I looked over the games again. I'm like, yeah, it is. So that was when I set this up last night before heading off to bed. So if the Rangers in Colorado looks a little bit crowded, it's because I didn't initially have them on the board. And everything else done, and then I'm like, oh crap! So I had to do that one after. Thankfully, there was enough space to make it work. So there you go. A little behind the scenes stuff, I guess. Vancouver, 3-2 on the season. They got to be happy with their standing. Pittsburgh 2-1-1 on the season. Probably not as happy with their standing. Although they're undefeated against anybody who's not Montreal. It's weird. It's one of those early season things, I guess. On the Vancouver side of things, Pettersson's their leading scorer. The guys on Sportsnet yesterday kept calling him Peterson. I don't know who this Peterson guy is, but if Barry Peterson's come out of retirement to play for the Canucks, I'm surprised. Elias Pettersson, however, 5 goals and 3 assists. He won't be playing tonight. Sven Berchi, 2 goals and 3 assists. Alex Edler, 5 assists. He's off to one of the best starts of his career. Horvat, 3 goals and an assist. Besser, 1 goal, 2 assists. Goldobin, 1 goal, 2 assists. Virtanen, 2 goals and an assist. It is going to fall on guys like Horvat and Besser to make up for the loss of Pettersson for however long he's out. And guys on Sportsnet kept saying it's supposed to be, 7 to 10 days, which is 2 or 3 games. It's not how concussions work, though. On the Pittsburgh side of things, Malkin, a goal and 7 assists. Kessel, 4 goals and 3 assists. Letang, 3 goals and 3 assists. Justin Schultz and Sid Crosby both have 4 assists. Of course, Schultz is out for the foreseeable future. He won't be getting mentioned in previews pretty quick here. Gensel, 3 goals for him, no assists. And in net, Vancouver, Nilsson, 1.51 goals against, 950 save percentage. Markstrom, 4.03 goals against, an 883 save percentage. On the Pittsburgh side of things, DeSmith, 2.34 goals against, 924 save percentage, and making an argument that he could be a starter somewhere down the road or now. Murray, who's still out, 5.47 goals against average and an 831 save percentage. Special teams, I've done the adding. 26% on the power play, well, 26.3. 88% on the penalty kill for Vancouver gives them a total score of 114.3%. Anything above 100 is a good score for your special teams. Below 100 is not. On the Pittsburgh side of things, 25% power play, 92.3% penalty kill for a total score of 117.3%. So Pittsburgh comes in slightly ahead of Vancouver. At this time last year, on this date last year, Vancouver's record was 1-2-1. Pittsburgh's was 3-2-1. So Vancouver got off to an okay start, and Pittsburgh got off to a half-decent start, but Pittsburgh was going to have problems last year before they figured it out around halfway through the season. I expect this game to be high scoring, probably. I think Pittsburgh's probably going to break out. I think on the Vancouver side, it is going to be tough without Pettersson. It is going to be very, very tough for them without Pettersson. And a lot of people are talking about, well, he's not very big. He's tiny. He's skinny. He is small. But that's kind of the way the NHL's going. And, we're talking about it because he's injured. We weren't talking about it when he was putting up 8 points in 5 games. So, to say maybe he's not ready, but he's got 8 points in 5 games, he's ready. It's just a matter of the physical side of the game is going to be tough for a kid who is slight in build. Next up, Dallas. They're 3-2. They're in against New Jersey, who are undefeated. They have 3 wins. That's it. 3 games, 3 wins. This is a matchup that makes me nervous for Dallas. 3 goals and 7 assists for Sagan to lead the team in scoring, with Radulov tied at 4 goals and 6 assists. Jamie Benn, 4 goals and 4 assists. Klingberg, 4 goals and 2 assists. Connor Carrick, a goal and 3 assists. And Jason Spezza, respectable 4 assists in 5 games. On the New Jersey side of things, Palmieri has been a revelation. 2 goals in every game so far, so he has 6 goals. Vatanen, Hall, Severson, and Mueller all have 3 assists. So a really solid start for New Jersey, and this makes me nervous as a Dallas fan because Dallas struggles on the road, and they had a rough night last night in Ottawa, and now they're going to New Jersey. On the Dallas side of things, Hudobin has a 3.02 goals against and an 880 save percentage. I'd imagine he's starting today. Bishop, 2.56 goals against and a 913 save percentage. On the New Jersey side of things, Kincaid has been in the net the whole time, 1.34 goals against, 949 save percentage. And of course, the whole time. It's 3 games, so it's not an extensive amount of time. On the power play, Dallas, 46.7%. Penalty kill, 75% for a grand total of 121.7%. So that's the highest score we've seen. And it is one of the highest scores on the board. There's another team that has a higher score by a little bit. New Jersey, 21.4% power play, 90.9% penalty kill for a total of 112.3%. This point last year, Dallas was 2-3. At this point last year, New Jersey was 4-1. So New Jersey is off to a fast start, the same as they were last year. And at this point last year, people were saying, well, it's a fast start, but, it's just the 5 games into the season. It doesn't mean much. So, yes, in some cases it doesn't mean a whole lot, but in other cases it can mean a ton. And for New Jersey, the confidence they got out of that fast start was nice. And I'm sure that it's helping them again this year. And it's got to be helping Kincaid quite a bit, too. Florida. Oh, Florida. I had expected something more out of them than I've seen out of the first 3 games. And now they're in against Philly, who are 2-3. Philly's got to get back to 500 here, don't they? They kind of have to. Dadonov and Trocheck both have a goal and 2 assists for Florida. Barkov and Huberdeau have a goal and an assist each. Yandel has 2 assists, and there are 6 players with 1 point. So it is it's kind of skimpy on the scoring side of things for Florida. On the Philly side of the board, not so much. Voracek, 2 goals and 6 assists. Giroux, 1 goal and 5 assists. Simmons, 3 goals and an assist. Gudas is still on the board, 4 assists. Lawton, 3 goals. And Robert Haig, 2 goals and an assist. In net, Luongo still a 0 for his goals against. 1,000 for his save percentage. He's nowhere near coming back, but he's still putting him on the board. Reimer, 3.62 goals against and an 885 save percentage. Those 2 numbers have to improve, or Florida's going to be winless in 4 to start the season. Elliott, 3.80 goals against and an 883 save percentage. Calvin Pickard, 4.03 goals against and an 886 save percentage. On both sides, the goaltending looks kind of weak in terms of its numbers. There have been complaints about the defense on both teams. It's going to be interesting. Of course, Florida's without Mike Matheson. Now, despite the very vocal minority that claim that Matheson has no skill whatsoever and he's useless and he's a crap defenseman, none of those things are true. And Florida will miss him while he's out for those 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one, because they're already struggling to keep teams off the board. And now they get Philly, one of the more offensively deadly teams in the East. Power play. Florida's at 0. Their penalty kill's at 70 for a grand total of 70%. And they were 2-2 at this point last year. Philly, 22.7% power play, 72.7% penalty kill for a total of 95.4%. So they're both coming in below 100%. And Philly at this point last year was 3-2. So they're close to what they were last year. They're 2-3 instead of 3-2. Nothing to really get all worked up about yet, but this is a big game for Philly. They need to win one at home, and they've got a Florida team coming in that looks vulnerable. Okay, these guys, the Oilers. They're in against Winnipeg. Winnipeg's 3-2. The Oilers are 1-2. And I will say this. Last night I said you got to feel good if you're a fan of a Canadian team right now. And I know Oiler fans right away were like, what about us? You got McDavid. And there's always hope with McDavid. 2 goals and 3 assists in 3 games. He's been in on every goal for Edmonton. All Edmonton needs to do is figure out how to score a goal without McDavid. Draisaitl, a goal and 2 assists. Nurse has 2 assists. Lucic and Nugent-Hopkins both have a goal and an assist. And you know what's interesting is 2 years ago, when Edmonton went on that run, and they made the playoffs, and they did well in the playoffs, I argued that it wasn't just McDavid that got them there. And I did videos on how it wasn't just McDavid, and there was depth there, and there were other players who were playing really well that got the Oilers to that point, and it was true. And this is right now what's happening is now it's pretty much just McDavid. And if it's just his line going, you're in trouble. Ask Dallas how it goes when you got one line going and nobody else can score. It's not fun. On the Winnipeg side of things, Connor has 4 goals and an assist. Wheeler, a goal and 3 assists. Morrissey, 4 assists. Laine, 2 goals and an assist. And Scheifele and Tanev both with a goal and 2 assists. Scheifele probably wanting to pick it up a little bit off where he's been right now, so far. In net, Cam Talbot for Edmonton, 2.71 goals against. 901 save percentage. It's highly likely he'll play again today. It's already looking like Talbot could end up playing a lot of hockey this year, and we know that Talbot can wear down. On the Winnipeg side of things, Brossoit, 1.00 goals against, 977 save percentage. He was fantastic the other night against Carolina. And Hellebuck, 2.5 goals against, average 919 save percentage. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't play. 20% power play for Edmonton, 62.5% penalty kill for a total of 82.5%, which is not good enough. Last year at this time they were 1-3. Right now they're 1-2, so they're better than they were last year. Winnipeg special teams, 25% power play, 86.4% penalty kill for a total of 111.4%. And last year at this time they were 3-2. So Winnipeg's off to the exact same start they were last year. And when I say at this point, this is the record they had on this date before October 16th games. So with Edmonton and Winnipeg, that's going to be a big all-Canada matchup. That should be fun to watch. But what else is going to be fun to watch is this. So you got Buffalo and Vegas. You got a team that's off to a slow start, and Buffalo. Buffalo's 3-2. And Vegas is 2-4. And Vegas needs to figure out the scoring. And knowing that Stastny's going to be out now for months doesn't help. On the Buffalo side of things, Eichel with 3 goals and 2 assists. Sherry with 3 goals and an assist. Ristolainen and Reinhart both have 3 assists. And Skinner and Dahlin both have a goal and an assist. Skinner scored both points in their last game. If Skinner gets things going, Buffalo's going to be all that much better. Marchessault, 2 goals and 4 assists. Carlson, 4 assists. Smith and Eakin, 2 goals each. And 8 players have 1 point. Linus Ullmark, of course, had a shutout in his 1 game that he has played so far this year. Carter Hutton, 3.07 goals against, 912 save percentage. On the Vegas side of things, Subban, 2.71 goals against, 871 save percentage. And Fleury, 3.08 goals against, and an 880 save percentage. I would expect Fleury. I would expect Hutton. If Vegas is going to get things rolling again, this is where it has to start. You're against a Buffalo team. There's an upstart team, but it's a team you should beat when you're at home. And for Vegas, they should be well aware they've lost their only game at home so far, which was against Philly, so they really need to get things going. And while it's all doom and gloom with Vegas, let's not forget, they had a 5-game road trip, and they won 2 of those games. So they were 2-3 on the road, despite the fact that, and I'm aware one of them's a shootout, but still, they got the points. They went 2-3 on a road trip where they simply can't score. So the fact that they were still able to get 2 wins in 5 games where it's quite obvious they can't score is impressive. It is impressive. Now, on the special teams side, Buffalo 22.2% on the power play, 76.9% on the penalty kill, which leads to a total of 99.1%. So right around 100. At this point last year, Buffalo was at 1-4-1. Vegas, 0% on the power play, still 73.3% on the penalty kill for them. Total of 73.3%, which is not good enough. And they were 4-1 at this point last year. If Vegas is going to get things going tonight, kind of has to be the night. But it wasn't an awful road trip. It just feels awful when you see your team out there and they can't score. And I remember times with Dallas, Boston, Vancouver, Ottawa, all of them, seeing times where a team just can't score. The effort's there, just the score is not. So if Vegas can get the shots in their favor again tonight, as they have for most of this season, and the effort's still there and they don't get too frustrated, I don't see any reason Pacioretty can't break through. We talk about streaky scorers, and Pacioretty's no different. He is a very streaky scorer. He can put up 5 goals in 2 games, disappear for a week and a half, another 5 goals in 2 games. And if he's going to get it on track, now might be the time. Because what's happening is George McPhee last year puts together Vegas, and we're all talking about how smart he was and how great he was for doing it. And now that team he had put together, he's kind of had to patch it all together again after some players left, like Perron and Neal. And honestly, it doesn't feel the same when you watch them play. So sometimes you upgrade your skill level, but you downgrade your team's ability to win the games that they would have won the year before. So Vegas is in some trouble, and that's why Buffalo, if you're a Buffalo fan, this is going to be a fun game tonight. Because if Buffalo wins this game tonight, then they go to 4-2, which is the best record they'll have had since probably like Hasek was there. And we can start talking about, how good Buffalo can be and where Buffalo can end up this year. On the other hand, if Vegas comes out and plays like Vegas of last year and they shell Buffalo, that leads to a whole other narrative. It's going to be a fun game. I'm intending to watch as much of these games tonight as I can. Colorado, 3-1-1 on the season. They're on the road in New York against a 1-4 Rangers. I don't know what to make of the Rangers right now other than they're pretty bad. And there's arguments from Detroit fans about, hey, we're the worst in the league. And Arizona fans saying, well, we've got 0.5 goals per game, so we're the worst in the league. And meanwhile, the Rangers are like, we'll get there. Lundqvist just hasn't realized that it's not the year. Because Lundqvist is really holding them in games. On the scoring side of things for Colorado, Rantanen leads the way with a goal and 7 assists. McKinnon's next with 6 goals and 1 assist. Soderberg, 3 goals and 2 assists. Kerfoot, 1 goal, 4 assists. Compher, 3 goals and an assist. And Eric Johnson with 4 assists. On the Rangers side of things, Jesper Fast, 4 goals and an assist. Brett Howden, 2 goals and an assist. Buchnevich, 2 goals and an assist. Same with Kreider. Zuccarello with 3 assists. And Philip Hedl with 2 goals. On the goaltending side of things, Varlamov, 1.75 goals against, 946 save percentage. Grubauer, 4.06 goals against, 882 save percentage. On the Rangers side of the goaltending, Lundqvist, 2.03 goals against, 938 save percentage. Georgiev would really like people to forget all about his one game. 7.19 goals against, 821 save percentage. On the special teams, Colorado, 27.8% on the power play, 95.7% on the penalty kill, which is a total of 123.5, which means for the special teams index, they're ahead of everybody, just barely ahead of Dallas. Last year at this time, Colorado was 4-2. On the Rangers side of the special teams, 8.3% on the power play, 75% on the penalty kill. That power play isn't killing anything other than their hopes, much like what's been going on with Vegas, and right now, 3 games in, Florida. So there's some bad power plays on display tonight. 83.3% is not going to get you anywhere, and that's where the Rangers are at right now. But at this point last year, they were 1-5. So tonight they can equal last year's record at 1-5. And yet, after that 1-5 record, the Rangers went on kind of a run to get themselves back into the conversation before they fell back out of it again. So there you go. 6 games on the schedule tonight. Each one has its own level of intrigue. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.